afternoon, everyone. Good evening. Just wanted to highlight a few things. First and foremost, my sincere condolences to the immediate family of late Jay and the people of New Ireland and us, the Papua New Guinea. We have lost one of our founding father. Most of us do believe that he was the last man standing that has fallen, but other people are saying that he isn't the last person. There are a few others, probably a couple of them still remaining, but that isn't what's important. What's important is that we've got all these, the founding fathers are going now. They're going down, like they're dying. Most of them had already passed on, and he has passed on, and sooner or later those two others will also pass on. So what does that teach us? We're supposed to think like, those leaders that we had, like late Jay and others, like late McRae Morota and late Grand Chief Michael Thomas Sumari and others that I'm not mentioning. They have gone, but they have shown such a leadership that is kindly needed at this generation. They have laid one of the most unique foundation, and they've shown us how to go about being a leader, and they've taken us to the independence and all this. One would not agree and say that what have they done, like they haven't done anything. They're just like those leaders that we have today. But what we need to understand is that being a leader isn't easy. If you had been in such a position to carry out leadership, you'd understand what I'm saying. Like, not everybody in the house or not everybody in that organization or province or district or community or a group that you look after, not everybody is gonna say or agree on what you are doing as a leader. You being a leader, you might see it from a different perspective, that you're doing what's best for that particular group, organization or country or province, but people are not gonna say that, oh, you're right, you're a leader. There are some other people that always opposes what you think you're doing it for the best interest of the vast majority of the people that you lead. So my question that I have now is that, because these people are already going down, this leadership that we had, they've set some of the benchmark that, like it's lacking. We are not keeping up to the standard that they've always wanted us to. So what are we gonna do now? After all these people, like the leaders that we had, they're already gone. So the current leaders that we have, sooner or later, because that is inevitable and it can occur to anyone at any point of time, and we don't know when will it occur. So when they are gone, okay, how are leaders, how are generation today capable of leading the next generation? Are they prepared? One of the very critical questions that we need to ask, like how are leaders, our generation today, the generation that we have today, are we ready? Are we in a position to take on the generation, it's just, how can I say this, are we able to sail this through? Like, are we putting our sail like those that they use it in the ship? Like, in order for a ship to reach the next destination, you have to tie the knots, put on the sailing canvas or whatnot, so that you can achieve the next destination. So other generation of this generation, are we prepared? Like, are we doing what it takes to become the next leader? Because if we don't do anything now, who's gonna do it for us? Are we gonna run back to the graves and then wake those people that have already left us to come and teach us what to do or how to go about it? These people, like, they were able to lead and do things when they had no technology. Now that we have technology just in front of our fingertips, I think, like, it's not that hard to learn about how other countries are doing and how to go about it and everything. We can easily do things, but we're just making it more complicated. And I don't know, like, if we continue to do this, then I don't know, like, what will happen to our country. So this is one of the very serious concern that we have, and our government should, like, make this agenda or make this topic as an important issue to discuss it on the floor of the parliament. Do something about it. If it means to fund money into the NGOs to carry out, like, some awareness to get our young people in line instead of carrying boomboxes around and, like, pulling snitching bags and, like, mobile phones and drinking firewater, marijuana and all these, like, there is no life after that. So when people think that they have lost hope and this kind of thing, like, I'm not saying that like, there aren't any good like, people in this generation. There are fewer of them, but our broom cannot sweep the entire floor. We need at least half of the population of this generation to be informed of situation that we have in hand, and like, how to go about it, what are we expecting it, and all this. Like, we need to inform our young people to be on the right track. So if we were to do something later on, like, they'll know what to do because they've already been informed and they're on the track. If somebody is not on the track and we try to drag him or her into the track and tell him to run or tell her to run in this lane, they're not going to listen to it. They'll just jump out and then run into the, like, bush or something like that. There is no track because they've never experienced this, or they don't know what we are talking about. So earlier the better. Our government need to fund some money in, or our government also needs to, like, the respective electorate, the MPs need to get back to their electorates, tell them, carry out, being a leader, you have to get down there, be with your people, tell your young people that, like, this generation needs you. You will be the next leader of this generation. And by consuming alcohol, carrying boomboxes around, snitching phones and snitching bags and all this, if police catches you and puts a bullet into your leg or head, what are you gonna do? Like, are you just trying to throw your life away? So our people, our leaders, so-called leaders, the politicians and the village leaders, the elders in the village, like, the fathers, it's our sole responsibility to, do something that we can to at least help our young people. Our young people are honestly heading into the wrong direction. I wish that the top measures that our parents had back in the 1990s, it should be implemented now, because honestly the young people of this generation are heading towards the wrong direction and we're not even paying any attention to it, as if it's just normal. It's becoming a norm that the kids can turn around and swear back at their parents and like, ask them to pay them to do jobs in the house, to wash plates, fetch water, go buy something in the store. My times, honestly, like, I've never talked back to my parents. If I did, honestly, and that would be been my, like, that moment. We never did that. We had a huge respect for our parents because we were strictly disciplined, what not to say and what to say. So we should bring those kind of discipline back, or the NGOs and the government need to do something to get our young people online, on track, and do something good, so that later on it doesn't become a pain in the ass, honestly. So please, lilig suggestion blow me chol me got long, and like, it makes me worry seeing the young people, the young generation are heading towards the wrong direction. So please, you plus kill him, you plus like him, share the information. If you can, encourage your young ones to be on the right track, so that we'll have a good, proper future for us. Thank you so much, and have a blessed weekend. Like you, blah.